Bro, I need to stop doing these late night recordings. Goddamn, this is an absolute nightmare. But listen, what's going on, y'all? It's Drew. We're back with another NBA video. This is my second take of this one. I don't really know where I'm going with this. Today we're going to be talking about the Phoenix Suns, or tonight rather. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning for me. We're talking about the Suns. I've wanted an actual excuse to talk about this team for a few weeks now, because truly I cannot describe to you how fucked the Phoenix Suns are, especially considering the capital they've invested into this mediocre team. This truly mid team has had so much invested into it that they don't have anywhere else to go except down from here. And once this team craters, they're going to get handed a shovel and a pickaxe and told to go further, because the disaster that Matt Ishbia has caused with the Bradley Beal trade and partially with the Kevin Durant trade, it's just truly exponential. And we're going to talk about that today. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by around June. Every like, every subscription, it really means a lot. We've got the Twitch and the Discord links below if you guys want to check out more of my content. But let's just get into this one. So yeah, the Suns have just, oh my god, they've cratered so badly this season. It's hilarious. I cannot believe how many Bol minutes I've seen lately. And by the way, can we stop doing the Bol Victor Wembanyama thing? Can we stop even listening to Shaq on that one? I know he enjoys Bol as sort of a meme, but we don't need to acknowledge his take that Bol is the same as Wemby. I think we've all sort of acknowledged that Shaq is in his BJ Penn era right now. He's sort of going off the deep end a little bit. We don't need to discuss whether Bol is a above average NBA player, because I can tell you he's not. With that being said, he is playing a lot of minutes for this team, and he is not playing that bad. But the fact that he has been sort of a backbone to this team's success lately is fucking atrocious. You have Kevin Durant. You have Devin Booker. The two best mid-range isolation scorers in the NBA this season, arguably. If not 1 and 2, they are certainly somewhere in the top 5, both of them. You have Bradley Beal, a 3-time All-Star, multi-time scoring champion, by the way, coming off the bench, and this team still can't get over 35 wins. We're in March. We're almost in April, and this team is 4 games below 500. It's getting ridiculous. They're still below the Mavericks in the standings, by the way. They're still playing Colin Gillespie heavy minutes, by the way. This team just doesn't have any playmaking outside of Tyus Jones. When they added him this offseason, it did make sense. It was actually a very, very good signing. Probably one of the best low-value signings, if not the best low-value signing in the NBA. They got him for nothing. Truly pennies on the dollar. And early in the season, it looked pretty good. They started off this year 8-1. And since then, they've just been absolutely terrible. I think Tyus is just a little bit too hung out to dry on this team. He's a 6'1" point guard. He doesn't have any size to defend at a super high level, and if Devin Booker isn't going to be a super impactful defender, they don't really have any other impactful defensive guards. I guess you have Grayson Allen, but he's really more of a wing, and this team's wing defense isn't even all that great, because Ryan Dunn can't consistently get in the rotation. He was pretty good at the start of the year as well, but his three-point shot is cratered, so I honestly understand why he's not getting the minutes. Oso Ighodaro hasn't really been getting going that much, so their young guys aren't really doing shit. Then you look at their other veteran wings, you look at their veteran bigs, Nick Richards has been good since he got there, but Nick Richards is an average center at best, I would say. He's a nice rim runner, he's a really big body, but he's not super physical, he doesn't have a lot of skill. He kind of is just good at positioning himself really well and just rebounding the hell out of the basketball and just having a high motor. Royce O'Neal has been fine. He's been doing this same shit for 5 years now. He's a good 3-and-D wing. I really don't have much else to say about him, but you need 7 Royce O'Neals to fix this team's perimeter defense, and even then you'd still have problems, because again, their backcourt is weak defensively. They don't have a defensive anchor in the paint. There's no continuity on this team because there's so many random players here who clearly are sort of in between jobs, sort of playing for this team. I'm not really sure what Mason Plumlee is doing here. There's a new clip coming out of him every single day pissing off Kevin Durant in a new way, screening his own teammates, finding ways to just muck up the offense completely. Mason Plumlee is not like a bad NBA player by any means, but this team just can't seem to have a center that just works with the rest of the roster at all. Nurkic was pissing everyone off. Bol is not a center. Oso Ighodaro is too young. So they don't really have a center that makes sense, and that's like the catalyst for being a horrific defense. And right now they're the 27th rated defense in the NBA. Last year they were the 13th ranked defense. I'm not really sure how it got to be this bad, but this has gotten way out of hand this year, and I'm not even sure there's any way to fix it. I don't think this team's defense can get any better. I'm not even sure what the direction for this team should be for the rest of the year. They're gonna cough up their pick to Houston, and as of right now, that pick's going in the lottery. There really isn't much of a hope or a prayer for this team to make the playoffs with 13 games left in the season. 12 after tonight. So this team is just dead in water right now. They are absolutely fucked, and this is not even accounting for the fact that this took, by the way, everything they had to make this team. People talk about the Bradley Beal trade like Washington didn't win that shit like convincingly. The fact that they were able to get out of a $50 million no trade clause and get any amount of draft capital in the process is truly a historic feat. Like, I think Washington ended up doing great in that trade. They got a ton of swaps, first of all. They got so many swaps from them that they can, I'm pretty sure they have control of like half of Phoenix's firsts going forward. So if Washington is at least average in like 2027 or 2029, 2020, whatever year it is, then I'm pretty sure they're going to get a very high first round pick like every single year from the Suns. They have every single one of their seconds until like 2030. And again, the Suns just ended up with nothing in all these deals they made. They traded away DeAndre Ayton, which felt like a century ago. Nurkic is already gone. Grayson Allen has been good for them, I guess. He's been definitely a positive for them on both ends of the ball. But they also gave up Toumani Camara in that deal. You'd really like to have him right now. He's super young, super high motor defensive player. Like, he would be literally perfect for them. Really, any young player would be perfect for this team. And they have no prospects of getting one. They traded a 2031 first round pick to the Jazz at the deadline. I've never seen such a goddamn desperate move to get any amount of draft capital in the short term than trading a potentially the best asset left in the NBA was that 2031 first round pick. That thing was so goddamn valuable, and they flipped it for 3 late first round picks between now and 2027 from the Cavs. I don't think any of those picks are going to go higher than 27, and that's where Phoenix is going to be drafting between now and the end of the Trump administration. Like, Jesus, like, this team is truly so fucked. I don't even know, even if they weren't completely fucked, even if they did have some pieces to play with. The problem is, since Matt Ishbia has gotten there, they have done nothing but go backwards. So what hope does this franchise have, bro? What am I supposed to believe in if I'm a Phoenix Suns fan? How are we supposed to get out of this mess? Because at least with Joe Tsai and the Nets, like, they left themselves just enough wiggle room that they were able to get out of that mess. But this team has absolutely no avenues to get out of this fake super team that they built. They have no assets to trade. Bradley Beal is an unmovable contract, completely unmovable. The idea that he could have ever been traded at this deadline was fucking hilarious, because his contract is truly incredible. Like, it's a masterclass of dog shit. Like, truly one of the worst in the NBA. Probably the worst in the NBA. And again, they're young players. Really not all that great right now. I like Ryan Dunn, but like, he's a low volume 3-and-D wing who's older. And again, Oso Ighodaro, I don't really have a lot to say about him. He's okay, I guess. So yeah, the Phoenix Suns, man, I feel so bad for them right now because it just keeps getting worse. It just keeps getting worse, and I don't really see any avenue for this team to get out of this hole anytime soon. Maybe I'll talk about this more during the off season, but I cannot foresee how how badly this will turn out for them, because obviously the Kevin Durant trade is coming, but I really don't think they're going to get that much from that. Or maybe they will. Maybe they'll get a lot from the KD trade. It depends on his suitors. I will be making a video about that sooner than later. And then Devin Booker might also have to go if this team wants to get out of this hole. That might be the only option they have left. And even then, whatever team trades for him will end up being good. So I don't even know if that really makes sense, especially since he clearly wanted to be a Phoenix for lifer. Yeah, this team, man, just really depressing stuff. But that's going to do it for me. I got to stop recording these videos so goddamn late at night. This was probably completely incoherent. But if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by like June-ish. Follow the Twitch, follow the Discord down below, yada, yada, yada. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Cue that music.